Hello children, today we are going to learn about what is potential difference from the chapter Electricity of class 10. Before moving, let us take a few examples. So, I have a situation like this where I have two jars, jar A and jar B, and my question is, will the water flow from jar A to jar B? No. Why? Because we can see that the level of the water in both the jars is same, or we can say that the pressure in both the jars is same. If we see here, the pressure at this point due to the height of the water is equal to the pressure at this point due to the height of the water in B. And since the heights are same, the pressure is also same, and so no water flows. Now let us take another situation. In this case, will the water flow? Yes, the water flows from jar A to jar B. Why? Because of the difference in the height of the water, or we can say the difference in the pressure. At this point, because of this height, which is more, the pressure at this point is also more as compared to the pressure at this point. So, because there is a difference in the pressure, the water starts flowing from jar A to jar B, and it flows till both the jars attain the same level. So, this is something very important to keep in mind. We take another example. I have two bodies or objects. One is at higher temperature, that is body 1, and body 2 is at a lower temperature. So, will the heat flow? Yes, the heat flows from body 1 to body 2 because of the difference in the temperature. So, we understand to anything to flow from one point to another, we need a difference in the energy. So, as I can see, this jar is at a higher potential energy because of the height, and this is at a lower potential energy. So, the water flows from this point to this point. But if I want to take my water back to this point, what do I need? I need some external push or a source, and that is nothing but a pump. So, if I place a pump, I can push the water from this point to a higher point also. Now, we take a actual situation, that is, we have a metal wire, and as we know from our previous knowledge that metal wire is a electrical conductor as it has free electrons. My question is, how will the electrons move from point A to point B? Keeping our previous examples, we can say that it is possible only when the concentration of electrons at point A is more than the concentration of electrons at point B. If I can create such a situation, the electron starts flowing from point A to point B. So, how do we create such a situation? I need some external source to create a situation like this. That is a difference in the concentration of electrons for the flow of electrons. So, as you can see, we need a cell which will create this potential difference. I am not going into the details of the internal working of the cell in this class. We will take it up in a later class. But just we will take a brief knowledge of there are two types of chemicals inside a cell, and a chemical reaction occurs inside the cell. When this chemical reaction occurs, what happens? Electrons move from the tip of the cell to the base of the cell. As a result, the concentration of the electrons increases at the base, and that's why here a negative charge builds up. And as this point is getting depleted of electrons, a positive charge builds up here. So, as you can see, the tip becomes positive and the base becomes negative. This results in a potential difference. Now, if I connect a metal wire across my cell, what will happen? The electrons will get a path to flow. And how will they flow? They will flow from a point of more electrons, that is where the concentration of electrons is more, to a point where the concentration of electrons is less. So, they start moving from this negative point towards the positive point. So, this is basically we understand about the flow of electrons due to the potential difference. So, in today's class, we understood how to create a potential difference and what happens when we create a potential difference? When we create a potential difference across a cell, the electrons start flowing and this results in the current. Thank you.